Part 4. Dividing attention and identification. Identification, as Gurdjieff states, is our most terrible foe. Identification is the primary obstacle to self-remembering and also to not living in the center of the screens. We all, in one way or another, are always identifying with something. This is living in either the outer screen, if the identification is of an object, person, or place, or the inner screen, if you are identified with a thought, feeling, or perception. Identification with yourself, others, or things consumes creative energy. Example 1. You have a job you hate, but this job gives you status and you are attached to that status. So you sacrifice far too much to maintain the illusion of being bigger than others. Example 2. You are chasing a hopeful romantic interest, desiring to marry. You can think of nothing else, and this is everything you think about. You have become so identified with the other person, as well as the concept of marrying, that all other things in life are simply passing you by. Opportunities, adventure, new ideas. You have blinded yourself to other realities by being overly identified. Example 3. You have become overly identified with your appearance. You spend lots of money, attention, and time scrutinizing and trying to improve your appearance. I hate to say this, but this is the worst identification of all, in my opinion. You are blind to any true meaning outside of yourself. You have become inwardly focused to the extent that little else is of value. Identification with something futile is the greatest challenge between you and the aimed success of your work. Identifying with one thought can cause you to forget other thoughts. Identifying with a negative emotion can take you away from your current life track and lower you to another. Remember, this is what we call an induced transition. So what is the answer? Learn to divide your attention. Do not plug into anything 100%. This will assist you in 2 ways. Firstly, you will not lose energy by giving something everything you have. Secondly, you will not lose your focus and simply be transported to another track. The whole point of self-awareness is to see yourself through the mirror of your reflection, your created reality. Accept all aspects without resistance and integrate your aspects. When you create coherence in your energetic field, you basically call back your energy consciously. It is there that there is harmony between your heart and mind. True energy for you and your goals. In this state, you can live your life, an authentic life that is aligned to your soul. So, how do I do this? There is a simple trick. Well, it is actually quite complex in nature if you decide to go deeper with it, but even utilizing it slightly will have a magnificent effect on your focus. The practice is referred to as dividing attention, which actually utilizes the self-remembering practice that we previously discussed. Firstly, there is fascination, which is the purest form of identification. Hello, social media. Second, there is divided attention. This is when you initiate your focus on 2 different subjects at the same exact time. This is the act of self-remembering while focusing on something else. Thirdly, Self-remembering in its purest form. This is the act of being able to divide attention between two topics while also self-remembering. Again, this technique is powerful. Many have spent a lifetime dedicating themselves to studying and living by this technique. If you would like to learn more about it, there are plenty of YouTube tutorials and online content to assist you. Summary. Triggers for identification are everywhere. Become aware of where you lose yourself and to what you become identified with. Identification is not passion, zeal, or enthusiasm. Identification is not focus. You can't do anything truly productive in a state of identification. Identification is the chief obstacle to self-remembering. When identified, you are unable to remember yourself. Freedom is liberty from identification. Dividing attention teaches you how to be present while going about your life. This ability is a key element in being present and self-remembering. With a little observation, the distinction between the internal screen and the external screen can be used to make our divided attention more powerful. If your tendency is to be in your head, the inner screen, actively try to focus on two topics simultaneously. Exercise. Try to keep a soft focus on at least one physical object close by, both while listening and observing. Note how this affects your attention.